Howdy y'all, my name is Brent Hefferton, Mistrunner, to more of the Mistrunner tribe, and today I wanted to talk to y'all about Magtheridon. Magtheridon is one of the 25-man bosses in Phase 1, Burning Crusade Classic. He's a tricky boss because a bunch of people in the raid need to be able to do their box assignment and click a thing to stop him from casting a huge blast wave that kills everybody. I'm going to be showing y'all the main tank perspective. There are 5 channelers. We put them marked. Skull, X, triangle, square, circle. We have 1 tank of Paladin on skull and X. 1 tank of warrior, that's me, on triangle and square. A hunter is going to misdirect square to me, and I'm going to start building threat on triangle. Phase 1 is about killing the channelers in order. As soon as a channeler dies, all the other ones receive a buff and get a bit stronger. This is a decent power check for the raid. You need to have a decent amount of DPS to punch through the ads so you can get to phase 2 in time. So it's not just about doing the fight in a controlled fashion, you also do need to zug. You have a pressure point there of Magtheridon being unleashed. People double checking their buffs. Paladin buffs. We traded world buffs for Paladin buffs. I'm not sure which is more complicated. They're going to do a pull timer. For this raid gear-wise, I'm wearing pretty heavy mitigation. I'm not really mixing that many threat pieces. One of the decisions for this raid is my brother is a resto druid, and he was out of town. Wasn't set up for raid. So there's less overall healing on me, so I'm not going to be taking those big risks of trying to get a whole bunch of threat. It's about not dying so we can have a stable pull. So we're about to pull. I do Blood Rage before the pull timer. Iron Shield Potion. Get some armor. Iron Shield Potion tanks should be using all the time, especially if you're a main tank. Even if you're an off tank, you should be using that. If you want to cut corners on consumes, don't be a tank. Hot take. I disarmed. That's one of the nice utility things a warrior can do. These two hit pretty hard. They're hitting me for 2.4k melee, non-crit. 3.6k Shadow Bow Volley. Interrupted that. The warlocks can put Curse of Tongues on these. Helps you out, interrupt them. Notice I'm keeping Thunderclap and Demo Shout up. I'm trying to Heroic Strike, Revenge, Shield Slam, Shield Block. I have Commanding Shout up. I'm not in the DPS race in this phase at all. I'm all about trying to minimize the amount of healing the healer has to do while I consistently build some threat. So you can see on the threat meter over there on the right, 2.9k on triangle, now up to 31k, 32k threat. That enhanced shaman stayed with me to provide me with Tremor Totem. These guys can cast a fear on you, and if they fear you, you can turn your back, you can't mitigate damage as much, and you can die. Infernals are running around, the warlocks want to be CCing those, banishes, fears. Priests can fear, warriors you can fear as well. So I'm getting threat on square now, the triangle's dead. Got Sunders on it. Want to double check my consumes. And since I was assigned the triangle and square, I'm going to be focused on mag next. Our third tank, a bear, he's tanking circle over there. And it's a pretty tough job because now that one is hitting super hard. That's the final channeler, which means it received 4 buffs from the other ones dying. Magtheridon is almost out. 7 seconds. I switched over to an elixir of demon slaying to have more attack power against demons as my battle elixir. Refresh my Iron Shield Potion and a Shield Slam. That's a good opening for me. I got a Shield Slam and a crit. Now I'm just going to pull him back against the wall. Hunter misdirect me, very nice. Heroic Devastate. Shield Slam, Shield Block. Devastate. Revenge, Heroic Strike. One of the strengths of Warrior is you have a bunch of abilities you can use that are off the global cooldown. Heroic Strike is a next attack. Shield Block is off the global cooldown. So I just try to keep all my abilities used. Anytime I have a free GCD, I devastate. Revenge is amazing threat per rage. Heroic Strike, Revenge. I'm just trying to mitigate. I have Thunderclap. I'm expecting to improve Thunderclap 3 out of 3. Keep that on him. 5 Sunders, it stays up. I don't have Demo Shout right now. That's a bit of a mistake. If you are a warrior in the raid in your arms, it helps us as the tank to focus on our shield blocks. So, up to you if you want to help out. Shield Slam, Shield Block. I want to make sure my Commanding Shout is up. I'm up at 16.5 KHP. You can tank this guy more or less in Prebis. The main difference with gear here is I have a lot more mitigation against bad luck happening, parry, haste, things like that. And I also have more threat than a Prebis tank would. With a Prebis tank, you can get up to defense cap and everything. So you can be really beefy, but you'll get parried a bunch because you're below hit cap. And you won't have very many other stats for threat like agility and crit. Strength. We're looking pretty good on threat here. Hunter is second in threat. They could feign. And then the bear caught up. He's in cat form now. It's crazy. Yep, there's going to be a cave-in at about 30%. People have to click their boxes. As the main tank, it's pretty nice you don't have a box assignment. But people will post that in the chat of you need to go over to where this channeler was and click a box in this order. It helps if they call out names. But really, I'm just trying to mitigate here and consistently build threat. We're doing the standard warrior rotation. I don't really have to move the boss around too much. He bumps people around, but if you put yourself in this corner, he can't really move you too much. The main risk is whenever they get knocked up in the front, sometimes he can cleave, and it will one-shot people. I've seen people get cleave for 17,000 damage if they don't have a bunch of armor. Alright, it's about to be 30%. Sometimes people hold DPS for this, for a box click, sometimes they push. It depends on when the new blast wave is going to be, but we have over 30 seconds of time. So we decided to push. There's the cave in. Everyone's going to use a Hellstone. I used Last Stand preemptively. Last Stand before the cave in. That makes my health pool nice and comfortable. 16k down to 12k. Didn't even give our healers a heart attack. We could reactively Last Stand, but that's a consistent point where everyone receives pressure, and that's a way to relieve some of the pressure on the team. By using the main tank having a ton of health, that buys them more time to top you off and heal other people. I do still have shield block available. Sorry, shield wall. That's a really good emergency cooldown. Sometimes your healers are assigned to a box that's really far from you, so your healing income is less than it might be at a different stage of the fight when they're not assigned to that. If you're organizing this, you could try to assign the healers to the closer boxes to the tank. Yeah, we pop in Berserker Stance and sneak a couple executes for fun. But that's basically Magtheridon. He's not the most complicated fight as a main tank. He does hit pretty hard, so I would advise Sword and Board over Dual Wield for sure. Iron Shield Potion up the whole time. Demo Shout. Thunderclap up the whole time. Commanding Shout for sure, if you have another Warrior Battle Shout as well. Mitigation gear. Last Stand before the cave-in is a big step. If you can Shield Bash, the adds disarm them. Demo Roar if you're a bear. Just try to mitigate as much as you can. You can get Magtheridon down. Hope you all enjoyed this walkthrough. It's a pretty fun fight. And remember, don't get too mad at people if they mess up the box. It takes a little bit of practice getting the hang of it, and you can read about fights all day, but to actually get in there and do it yourself is how you truly learn. Don't forget to repair before you leave town, and ancestors watch over you.